Okay, this is me feeding Chucky. I've decided that for at least the first 3 to 4 days, we are now on day 3, I think. First 3 to 4 days, Chucky's going to get all his food from me, hand fed. He tends to have he had quite an obsession with food, to the extent that I could see it could very easily, although he isn't at the moment, I could see how it could very easily become a problem. So I've decided to hand feed him, make him become patient about his food, to the extent that at this moment in time I divide his total food rations up into 4 parcels, and each parcel is fed to him at varying times during the day in his cage. Nowhere else apart from in his cage, although Chucky doesn't go anywhere else at the moment apart from in his cage or to go outside for a wee, and that's about it. We're having a slight detox on him. From the information that I do know about him, when we got him, he can be totally manic. I have seen his side once or twice when I got him out in the house just to give him a stretch, literally walk him around the house, put him back in the cage, and it only takes a shadow to go across the room and Chucky kicks off as if he's been plugged into the mains. He's going to get it, he wants it, nothing is going to stop him getting it. He's basically a bull in a china shop type thing. So at the moment I'm teaching him, don't come forward, just stand and wait. I don't care whether the door's open or not, stand and wait. I don't care whether you know the food's in my hand or in my pocket or in the bag, you stand and wait. I just want him to wait. The reason I kicked the door shut then was, if you noticed, he put his foot forward. I'm trying to get him away from that, I have to go forward, I have to go forward. I'm targeting all the typical bull breed traits, which is persistence, stubbornness. I don't generally like using the word stubborn, because I don't think any dog is stubborn. I think some dogs are just more persistent at getting what they want than other dogs. Chuck, well, he's proving to be extremely persistent, but also he does learn well, and as long as you're firm with him, i.e. if you do it wrong, you do not get something, you will lose something, he learns quickly. At this moment I control his food, which to me is no different to a boss controlling the wages. If you don't come into work, you don't get paid. How many of us have sat there with these professional footballers on the sideline that are getting paid thousands and thousands of pounds to sit and just watch the game? Because for whatever reason, they think they're injured or they're this or they're that, but they still get paid. Well, I'm taking the outlook with Chuck that you have a choice. You do what I want and you get paid. Do what I don't want, you don't get paid. It's as simple as that. I'm not nasty to him, I'm not abusive towards him, I'm not in any way obsessed with becoming controlling. It's just a simple fact of life. You live by rules, we all live by rules. I get up in the morning, I have to be in work for a certain time, I have to abide by that rule. If I don't, there's a consequence. The consequence is, where I work can't function properly without. It only takes one of us to be missing and we don't function correctly. So it's all about discipline, all about rules. I get in my car and I drive to the shop. I live by rules. I have to stick to the speed limit. I'm now teaching him, just because you want something doesn't mean you can have it. I put a piece of food in front of him and I'm telling him to leave it. This to me is just another simple fact of life. Sometimes I want something, but that doesn't mean I can have it. If I could have everything I wanted, I wouldn't be driving around in a little black car, I'd be driving around in a great big brand new Land Rover Discovery. That is a fact, because I'd just go down to the Discovery dealership and take one. But I live by rules. You can't always have what you want. Sometimes you've got to work hard, and sometimes even when you work hard you can't have what you want. At this moment in time, Chucky is working very, very hard. Look at the concentration on that dog's face. He wants that food so badly, he's trying all sorts of stuff. He's just sat down. I didn't ask him to sit. He's just trying any trick in the book to get what he wants. And if you look at him, every time he takes a piece of food off me, he looks at the food on the floor. It's like, what about that there?
No.
He got up, he moved towards it, the door shuts. Simple little tools like crates, little doorways. The way that I sit directly to him so I don't put myself in a position where he can beat me to something. I can always shut the door before he gets to it. There you go, he sits, he gets the food. Life doesn't come easier than this. These are the simple things that Chucky, or the people that owned Chucky, failed by not teaching him from an early age. They failed this dog. He doesn't want to be the way he is. He's just learned over a period of time that the way he is gets him something. We bred most of the traits into him, but that doesn't mean we have to accept them. We can teach him how to control these traits very simply by patience, time and effort. And the main thing, consistency. Without consistency, you might as well just forget the rest of it. Bull breeds, not exactly the most intelligent animal on the planet, but what they are, just like any other dog, is they are reactive motivated or productive motivated.
No.
He knows what produces the right effect. He knows putting his bum on the floor produces the right effect, which is to get me to pick the food up and give it to him. He knows the wrong thing to do produces the wrong effect. Take your bum off the floor, the door shuts. That's the wrong effect. That's not what he wants. Look at his feet occasionally. He has a little dance. That's him becoming frustrated but not wanting to take his bum off the floor. This dog's not being starved. He's not having food withheld from him. He's just being taught how to work for it. He's eating as much now. I'm deliberately... Chucky's slightly overweight, I know that just by looking at him. But I am deliberately not cutting his food down. I'm giving him every opportunity to earn food. It's up to him. All he's got to do is do the right thing to earn the food. And let's face it, life's not that hard if all you've got to do is sit down and someone puts food to you. How many of us would like a life where we sit watching TV, some bloke knocks on the door and hands you a suitcase full of money? Not exactly difficult, is it? Taking it to the extreme, Chuck's getting quite good at this. But taking it to the extreme, if Chuck moved and I shut the door and he still created a fuss, i.e. started persistent barking at me, clawing at the door, something like that, then basically all I'd do is shut the door, pick the food up, put it in the pouch, walk away. To me that's no different to me saying, that's it, I'm not working, I'm not doing what I'm told, and my boss turns around and says fine, no worries, but at the end of the month your pay will be short, because if you don't want to do what I ask, I'm not giving you as much as you want. And there we go. That's part of Chuck's food daily intake. And basically he gets that routine at the moment about 4 times a day. Sometimes if he's doing really well, I'll give him an extra one. At the moment he's doing just enough to get his 4 a day. But if his behaviour picks up, then he may get more. It's all regulated by Chuck.